All right. We are live. It is a great day in South Florida, and this video is all about what's happening right now in the real estate market down here in Southeast Palm Beach County. I'm about to go into Canyon Trails, which is where I live, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the community as we discuss what's happening right now in today's real estate market. There's so much confusion, there's so much uncertainty, and a lot of people are afraid about what the variables are and what's really happening right now. So I want to demystify all of that, rolling live. And I'm committed to making the best content out there to showcase exactly what it's like to live in South Florida. And if you've got any questions about any communities or there's any content you want me to cover, then please drop that in the comments down below or reach out at any time and we'll be happy to accommodate that request. But let's talk about the market right now, because that's the question everybody seems to have. Again, I'm getting people from around the country. In the Northeast, we've got prospective shoppers that are in Canada, California, and New York, and then internationally, right, over in Europe and in South America. There's a lot of new things that have happened over the last few weeks. So what's up? So this is what this video is going to be all about. All right, so I'm going to start by just telling what happened this week. And again, I'll also pop in, we got January's numbers out. They were just released, and the trend continues. There's very little inventory. There's tremendous demand. But what does that really mean, and what does that look like for you? Well, I'll be happy to showcase what that is. And as you notice on either side, this is a beautiful community. You can get in here a 3-bedroom ranch-style home in the mid 500s, between, let's call it 550 and 600. They're very rare. We may have one coming online soon, so if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then please reach out. But yet to hit the market, and this is a community that is very, very desirable. There is tremendous demand in here, so it's very rare that anything stays on the market very long. So if you want to live in the canyons, then you got to reach out immediately, because it's not uncommon for me to know about properties that are going to hit the market before they ever do. But again, let's get back to the subject at hand. The market today, what does it look like? What's happening? What's going on with interest rates? What's going on with potential interest rate hikes, etc. Now, last time I talked about interest rates, it was actually the day that the Fed met, and they talked about what they're going to do and talk about in terms of their policy. And of course, they're talking about, and they're going to tighten their monetary policy. They're looking to ease the inflation, and inflation is increasing dramatically, right? We've got the fastest rising inflation rates really than we've ever experienced, at least within my lifetime. But that being said, it stood to, look at this, happy birthday. Great family community. You can see people out there maxing out South Florida, living to its fullest. It's 5:20 at night, it's 79 degrees, it's beautiful out. But yeah, let's talk about the market, right? So going into that Fed meeting and the releasing of their minutes and their policy and their outlook, everybody's talking about inflation. Everybody's expecting interest rates to continue to increase, and they have been increasing. Interest rates, they're going higher. We know that. We don't know when, we don't know by how much or how fast or what that looks like, but it's common knowledge that interest rates are going to go higher. And we saw that. So we saw the interest rates go up on a 30-year fixed. We were pushing close to 4%. And since then, we had a war breakout. We had the Ukraine invasion. We had all this international conflict that happened. And with that, there's a lot of uncertainty. So I would have naturally assumed that would have made interest rates go higher. And the opposite has actually happened. So instead of interest rates going higher and pushing 4%, they're back down. I think the last quote I looked at was somewhere close to 3.65, 3.7, but we were pushing 4. And, these rates change all the time. So, that might not be the most accurate stat as of the filming of this, but my point is we were pushing 4, and now we're down at least a quarter of a point from that 4% number. That's a big difference. Now, I can also make the argument that historically they're low, and they are, but it's I don't have a crystal ball, and neither does anybody else. I don't know when interest rates are going to skyrocket, or if they are going to skyrocket. What I do know is right now the market is on fire, and let me put that into context. So over the last few weeks, we've been working with somebody just like you who found us on YouTube. Really nice family. They had come down here to tour the area. They determined they wanted to be in Boca Raton, and they're shopping for a home in a very competitive price point. So they're looking for a home somewhere between $600,000 and $700,000. And of course, I am always very upfront with the fact that that's a very competitive price point. There's going to be lots of competition, and we've got to govern ourselves accordingly. So with that in mind, we found the right home. We put in a contract. I did all the things that I've got to do on my end to build rapport and make them fall in love with us, with our buyers, with our offer, and hopefully get the deal under contract. And we're cash buyers. We have a acceleration clause or an escalation clause. I have communicated that we are their buyers, and nonetheless, there were 25 contracts on that home. And in spite of the fact that we were a cash offer, and in spite of the fact that I made it very clear that we are very happy to do whatever it takes to get that home under contract, they went with a different contract. And so that is what the market looks like. There are not a lot of homes in that price point. Now, to further the story, we then found another home, and we didn't have a lot of time to act, right? And so I've talked about this a lot. When you find a home that you think could be the one, we've got to move instantly, because there are going to be at least 30 or X amount, I don't know what the number is, but there's going to be a lot of other buyers that are out there from around the country and around the world that want that same home, and they're going to be aggressively going after that. So sure enough, we found another home, and they love it. We did get it under contract, so mission accomplished, but they also had multiple offers. And I bring that to you to do with what you will, but just think about it. The 20 other buyers, or 20 plus other buyers that did not get the other home, that were competing for that home and wrote contracts, they all pivoted to the other inventory that fits that profile, which happened to be the home that we got under contract. So it's not just the local market, it's people from all over the country, all over the world, and they're all coming with their best foot forward, with their most aggressive purchase contract, because they want that home too. And when I talk to people, and we try to apply typical normal logic that would absolutely be the right thing to do during a normal market, none of that applies today. And I don't say that because I'm trying to, I don't know, scare you or get you to do what I want. It's not because of that at all. It's because it's the truth. Today, when a buyer sees a home that they want, and they want into Florida, they're willing to do whatever it takes. Comps don't mean anything. It's simply get me the home, period, end of story, and that's a win. And so it is a very unusual market. We're in a market that's very unusual, and the January stats support that too. So I'll pop those into the video here and showcase what it looks like in Boca right now. So I'm going to focus primarily on Southeast Palm Beach County, but Boca, Delray, Boynton Beach, all of those areas, prices have continued to escalate, values continue to escalate, and inventory continues to shrink. And I don't see anything that's going to change that trend anytime soon. I thought that with interest rates increasing, that might put the brakes on the market a little bit. Hasn't happened at all. In fact, we've seen interest rates go lower and the demand go higher. So it's a tough spot to be in, and it is a very competitive buyer's market. Now, not to fear, we're very good at what we do, and we're going to get you your home. Let's see here, I got to get into the community.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Canyon Isles. Please insert your driver's license into the scanner.
This is one of the great things about living in the Canyon communities.
Into the scanner. An agent will be with you momentarily.
Or really any community that has security, is that
your entry has been verified.
All right.
Please proceed to the gate.
is that there's security, right? So they're going to monitor who's coming in and who's coming out of the neighborhood. That's something that I value, right? And the canyons have done a great job of this. There are lots of other resort style communities with tremendous amenities that exist in lots of different areas in South Florida, but right now we are going through Canyon Lakes. We just showed Canyon Trails, a little bit of it, and I've done lots of videos in both of these communities as well as all of the other canyons, so don't sleep on the playlist. Check those out. There's tons of content, and it's most likely that any city or any area that you're thinking about, I've already done content on. So please don't sleep on those playlists. Check those out. And if there's a community that you want me to feature, happy to do that. And we've got lots of new areas coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. Please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on them. But all right, we are driving through did I say Canyon Lakes? I meant Canyon Isles. But there's Canyon Isles, there's Canyon Lakes. I'm pulling into the clubhouse here so you can see what that looks like. The tennis courts, the outdoor basketball courts. Indoors, they have a great gym, a great meeting room, really everything you could possibly want. There's walking trails everywhere, a great outdoor playground, resort-style pool. And this is how GL builds out their communities. There are some new communities coming up that if you want to learn about, then please check out those playlists, because I featured a lot of content on them. But there is Lotus Palm, which is going to be the newest GL community in West Boca, which we can get you registered for now. So reach out if that's something that you want done. And then also there's a new Valencia community that I just featured, which I'll link into this video so you can check out too, which they're breaking. Actually, they haven't started to break ground yet, but it's actually directly in front of where we're about to leave, so you can check that out also. And that will be a 55 plus luxury resort style community, and the prices in there start in the low 900s. But yeah, back to the market, right? So interest rates, they're on the downtick. We know over time they're going to increase. We know that inflation is continuing to rise. Real estate gives you the best hedge that exists out there because it locks in your payment as inflation goes higher. So as the cost in goods and services continues to increase, your home's payment does not. And that's definitely something that you want when we're in an inflationary environment. But that's it. So in terms of what's happening right now, it's more of the same. So if you're thinking about, I've had a lot of people over the last year who have been on the fence. They've been waiting for the right time. They're waiting for the market to pull back. They're waiting for interest rates to drop. And I'm not here to, sway you either way, but what I can tell you and what I've said all along is none of that is what we're seeing in real time. What we're seeing in real time is massive demand, continued shortage of inventory, and that's where we're at. There's a lot of people talking about foreclosures and REOs and distressed assets and this, that, and the other thing. I don't have, I would love to tell you that that exists, but the data doesn't support that. There is no massive crush of REOs that are coming anytime soon. Now, not to say it's not going to happen at some point in the future, but if you're trying to analyze whether it's time to make a decision or not, and you're looking to time the market, I can tell you from 18 years as a stockbroker, I was never, ever the best market timer. I just wasn't. I mean, I wish I was, but I never am going to call the top. I'm never going to call the bottom. What I can tell you is what's happening in real time. And right now it is more of the same. Tremendous demand, very little inventory, and a very favorable financing market to make it easy for buyers who want to buy homes to go out there and buy them. Now, not to say that they're doing the stupid things that they did back in 2000, in the early 2000s. None of that's happening, right? So you have to be qualified, but the market is such that homeowners have equity, they have options, and And you got to make hay while the sun's shining. So if looking to move is something that you're putting off because you're waiting for the perfect time, I got news for you. The perfect time is now, because what I anticipate is going to continue to happen is that, yes, interest rates at some point, they're going to uptick. Inflation is going to continue to rise, and home values based on supply and demand are going to continue to appreciate. So the only thing that's going to happen between now and when you make that decision is that you're paying more for less home. And that's what I don't want to have happen to you. So if you're on the fence, if you've got questions, please reach out at any time. We are always here to help. And if you have any content requests, please reach out. But we are always here to help, serve, and support you at the highest level. And be on the lookout for my next market update. This was a 5,000-foot overview of what's happening in real time, but I'm going to break that down more thoroughly here in the next week or so, and I look forward to showcasing that with you. So go out there, win the day, and if there's ever anything I can do to help, you know where to find me. If you're even thinking about moving to or living in South Florida, you've got to reach out. Call, text, DM, send a carrier pigeon, a smoke signal, by any means necessary, because we've got your back when it comes to living in or moving to South Florida. And until next time, peace!